Welcome back. It is 1:14 on your Friday, and students in Cobb County who want to train for careers in things like AI, aviation, healthcare, and skilled trades are getting a brand new opportunity to do just that because the second Cobb Innovation and Technology Academy is opening at Altoona High School. And we have Dr. Tiffany Barney, Executive Director for the Academy, with us. Dr. Barney, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so let's just set the stage for people who have maybe only ever interacted with like so-called traditional schooling. This is like a tuition-free public school. I mean, walk through how this is different from what a lot of us might be used to.
So, students, we want to prepare students for their futures. And so they only know what they're exposed to. So in 2019, the Cobb County School District embarked on opening the first location of the Cobb Innovation and Technology Academy at Osborne High School, and we've had astronomical success. So at that location, students can explore careers in things like carpentry, electrical, plumbing, masonry, HVAC, automotive, energy and power, cybersecurity, networking, surgical tech, phlebotomy, EMT, EMR, clinical labs. So the opportunities are endless. But 2 years ago, we had over 600 applications for about 150 spots a year. And so we went to our community and said, this is what we want to do, talk to business partners, and figured out what are some of the other high skill, high demand wage and high wage jobs that are available. And so with the support of SPLOST and the support of our business partners, we figured out that pillars in aviation and skilled trades and game design, AI, cloud computing, as well as pharmacy and allied health were needed. So we want to expose students to career fields so they can make an informed decision about their future.
I mean, I think that number is really indicative of how much interest there is in something like this. So I love that it's expanding. I mean, what do you think makes this program such a draw for people, for students and families?
I think what makes the program special is the investment of everyone around. So it's the students, it's the parents, it's the staff. Most of our staff come from industry. So they know what to do and what it is like out there. And we're really exposing students to what their future could be. But in addition to that, we have amazing business partners like Wellstar, Napa, Cobb EMC that are invested not only financially, but they will send guest speakers to us. They serve on our advisory committees. And so this is really a collective effort. And that's what makes CITA special. So we have students that will come here and they may be interested in one pathway and they'll finish it and then they will move on to another one. The opportunities are endless. And I think we just do it the right way.
Yeah. And speaking of those pathways, I'm seeing here that the school will focus on four different pillars: advanced computing, aviation, healthcare, and skilled trades. What does that mean in practice? What are the students actually doing? I mean, obviously they're interacting with these, skilled staff you mentioned and hearing from speakers, but is it a very hands-on experience?
It's an extremely hands-on experience. Each pathway has, within those pillars, we have pathways, and each pathway has 3 classes. So a student will take 3 classes in a content area, and then after that, they have the opportunity to look at internships. So we have a work-based learning coordinator that helps them find internships in that area. They will earn industry-recognized credentials. So for example, we'll look at the flight operations pathway. When they are finished with the flight operations pathway, they have the opportunity to sit for the knowledge test for the ground school for a private pilot. When we look at pharmacy, they'll have the opportunity to sit for a pharmacy tech certification. So if a student finishes that pathway, earns that credential, they may say, this is a great field for me. I want to do an internship and see what it looks like. They may say, I want to try a different career field. I want to try a different pathway. So I think one of the great things about us is that they can combine different pathways to figure out what their future looks like. And no one can ever take away those credentials that they've earned from them.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was someone who knew I wanted to be a journalist when I was 8 years old, and I didn't get into formal training until college, over a decade later. So it's interesting that these students who maybe have an interest in these fields, they don't have to commit to something specific, but they can really start that training early. I mean, is this something where they can, again, like get certified? And are you guys monitoring, the needs of basically industry now, which I know are changing so often with the rise of technology and AI and things like that? How are you guys adapting to the needs in this ever changing world?
So we are constantly monitoring what's going on in industry. We're constantly monitoring what is needed in the workforce. So we will do things like go to workforce development summits, but one of the most impactful things that we do is have advisory committees for each of our pathways. So they're telling us that yes, this thing that we are doing still looks this way. How do we need to advance it? What is the equipment that how has it changed? So we're really relying on industry to pour in and tell us what we need to train children on. My background is healthcare. So I hear you say that you knew you wanted to be a journalist. I thought I wanted to be in healthcare. And I did healthcare for a little while and I transitioned to education. But if I can help a student see the good, bad, and the ugly about a career field while they're in high school and make an informed decision, then we've done our job.
That's so true. I mean, how many friends do I have who midway through college decided, oh, this isn't what I want, or even midway through their careers realize this. So, I mean, the earlier the better. I think that's such a good point. Now, if there's a student or a parent watching right now in Cobb County and they're interested in this, I heard you say 600 applications for 100 something spots in the first school. I mean, what is the application process like? What do they need to know?
Our application opens around October 1st every year, and it is open from October 1st to December 1st. In that period, I also go to every middle school in our district because our target audience is eighth grade going to ninth grade, but we will accept students eighth to ninth, ninth to 10th, and 10th to 11th if they're on track for graduation. They need 3 semesters to complete a pathway, so really that's the latest that we could take them. And then our staff reviews the applications. But in the meantime, we have events like open house, accepted students night. So if your student comes home and they say, I heard this lady speak today about this thing I might be interested in, you'll have an opportunity as a parent or a family to come and see the facility, talk to the students, and meet the teachers because they're really what's behind what makes what we do special.
And what makes applications really stand out?
An application stands out when we see a student is passionate. That's what we want. We want the student that is really excited about the opportunity to learn one of these pathways. And that's our goal is for them to figure out if it's a 2-year college they're going to, a 4-year college, going straight to the workforce, or they want to go to the military. The opportunities are endless and we want to help them get there.
Now, if someone's watching a student parent and they're really interested in this, but they're not in Cobb County, they don't have something like this in their county. I mean, do you foresee these types of schools really expanding in the future into other parts of our state and our nation?
So the great thing about what we do here in Georgia is that CTAE or Career Tech Ag Education is available not only at facilities like CITA, so we're a dedicated facility within the Cobb County School District, but it's also at every other high school that we have in the district. So they may not have the number of CTAE offerings that we have, but your student can get involved in a pathway that is at their local high school, which will give them exposure as well. So I definitely see career academies continuing to grow and models like this continuing to grow, but don't think that that is the only way that you can have access to pathways like this.
You know, my last question, I'm also thinking about teachers who might be watching and thinking that this sounds like a great gig. You know, is this also competitive for the staff that you hire? And is there an application process for them?
So it is an application process for the staff. It is very specialized. So as you can imagine, if I am have a EMT pathway, then I want someone that's an EMT or a paramedic teaching that pathway. If I have somebody that is teaching a welding pathway, I want them to have the experience in welding. So it's competitive, but we're looking for a specific type of person. And we know that they'll have the content and we'll help them with the teaching and the students and the pedagogy once they get here.
All right. Well, I'm not a tech girly, but if you ever have a journalism pathway, you just call me. Okay, Dr. Barney, thank you
They
so much.
exist. They exist. Thank
All
you
right.
again for having me.
Anytime, anytime.